Hello, US Asia superstar and customers. I'm so excited to be back in the studio today and share with you, some great idea and strategy and investment techniques, right? The one that gonna get you the American dream, right? The American dream investment. I started the journey back in 1989. Went to China during the Tiananmen Square event in China that summer, and then so I got to Hong Kong. But Hong Kong under British control back then. And a lot of things changed, right? But when we hang over Hong Kong to China back in 1997, which is about 6 years after I left Hong Kong, then Hong Kong still have the deal with the with one country and two systems, right? So it's supposed to last it for 50 years between the UK, US under President Clinton, right, and Secretary of State Albright. So and then of course China will be the party that signed the contract, but it didn't last it very long, right? So and I know right now it's a situation it changed, and so I understand, and so but the issue for a lot of us is immigration is always the hot subject, right? And so I've been spent a lot of time in the last 2 years in both Vietnam, in both Saigon. We have an office over there, and in Shenzhen, in China, in Taiwan, and then for those of you guys that seen in me, in many different country, hosting many events. My objective were helping you at the upcoming superstar broker that wanted to have a really good services of real estate, also financing, and then of course we see the green car investment. And then a lot of people that wanted to have, right? So I'm excited to share with you, the opportunity, the techniques, and the way that you can do it better, and then you can strive forward, by taking what you learn, right? And then what you earn, of course, and I hope that you can, walk away from our program today and learn what you need to learn to improve that business of yours, right? And then the customer that deserve a better education, knowledge, and experience, and certify, professional like you, so that you can go and help other people. And we're all here to help each other to grow in this industry, with a lot of things change. I have a conversation with Invest Global in Vietnam, right? And the founder and the CEO is right here in Pacific Northwest, visiting our business in Boise, Idaho. And we scheduled to have a meeting with them tomorrow at our headquarters corporate office in Seattle, Washington at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday, right? Hopefully you're going to be able to give some good advice and walk through some of the past EB5 project that done in the past, and and put the reason behind why 1,100 investor of EB5 through the program right here in King County, Washington, Washington State, right? And give the reason for the upcoming real estate opportunity, and for learning more, why this makes sense, to invest in the area and be able to achieve the American dream. That's what I wrote down. American dream investment, right? And then how we starting out from the investor, getting the 60 to 65% loan, right? And so that we can start. And then, of course, owning real estate in Seattle, Washington, and in 50 states of United States, owning a piece of America, right? So that you can see the growth in the equity and the appreciation, and then also have a place that you can call home, because you're the owner, right? And then the concept of getting the 60% loan, right? For you as a foreign investor that do not have the green card yet, that do not have the W-2, yes filing, that do not have the credit yet, tablets in America, that do not have the bank account yet in America, but still be able to get 60 to 65% total purchase to own a piece of America, to own a piece of real estate for yourself and be feeling good about it and proudly to tell all of the neighbor, whether it's in Taiwan, in China, in Vietnam, that yes, we can help you to do that, make that dream happen. And so, and then the third one, of course, which is the most important thing, a part of the American Dream Investment Program, it is green card, right? It is a green card that we're talking about, right? So I'm excited for a lot of you to learn this program, but I also know that where the headquarters of our company right now in Seattle, Washington, where I started residential real estate here, University of Washington still have a 30% plus total student, international student, right? And so why it's so important for you that you need to pay attention to this message and this video and learn what you need to learn so that you can get opportunity to converting your student visa, right? Or even like H-1B visa that you're working for Microsoft or Amazon, Apple, into a permanent green card for all. I wrote down here, green card for family, for all. For family, for mom and dad, children, dependent, inside one family, whether we have 4 members or we have 6 members of the family, all gonna get a green card. And how to do that is really important, right? And so what I wanted to share with you is definitely a golden nugget that, every broker that wanted to learn about this business of loan for foreign investor, right? For a foreigner, and then real estate purchase and own 100% under your customer name, and be able to get the opportunity to get the green card. So the first one that I wrote down here, that the U.S. Immigration Approved Regional Center, right? So when you get the money at a foreign investor, right, and you own the real estate in United States, that means you already have access. You have the access, you can bring it to one of our preferred bank and lender and private lender in United States. And anyone that working with our corporate partner in London will be glad to loan you 60% of the money. For example, if you own a property in the United States, for $1 million, for example, let's say you go into our marketplace, you go into, you look into of any property that listed right now in the open market, you find a property, or you come to Modern Living Company website, or you at Asia Marketplace, you finding a property for yourself, right? You don't have to buy property from, from us. You buy any property in the open market. Now you get the property, you own $1 million property, and then you put it up. You have the asset right now in the United States. I prefer lender, right? I've been in the mortgage industry, for almost 20 years. We used to be a home point mortgage, and we used to own and operated Prudential Real Estate, which is the #1 brokerage in North America. And Windermere Real Estate, that's where I used to be an owner and the leader and the trainer there for a long time, right? We do like 32% of the market share locally here. So you own a property, no problem there. You can put up this asset and take your 60% of the LTV, which is a loan to value, out. So the money, the day that you apply for lending, and then the day that you're gonna get the money, it takes about 2 weeks for you to get all the money into your bank account, right? We talk a lot about green card investment, right? But in order to invest, you need to have money, right? And then, so access to money, access to capital in United States, very important, right? So an ability to be able to prove to the U.S. government, USCIS, which is the one that processing and approve your law, your status for immigration, is the sort of fund and the path of fund, meaning like where did you get the money from, right? How the money end up into your bank account? Is that legitimate money? Is that no drug, no corruption money, but the clean money into your bank account? What happens when you don't have the clean money and you cannot prove the path and the sort of fund? You guarantee gonna get disqualified, and your green card application with the U.S. government will get rejected, get denied, right? So it's really important for you to show in the sort of money where that coming from, right? When you have the money in your pocket, in your bank, now you're talking about American dream investment, and complete that, so that you can get the green card for your family. So, that is what I wrote down. Then let's talk about the 3 components, right, that would make the investment of EB5 work in United States, right? The first one that I wrote down is what you need is you need the U.S. immigration approved regional center that you can apply and put your petition application under, right? But this is the employment-based investment program for green card. So no problem there. The first component that you're gonna submit your application through USCIS is the U.S. Immigration Approved Regional Center, right? You gotta have that on file, right? If you don't have that, then it's not gonna work, right? And then the second component, legal entity that had to be approved, is what I call the NCE, right? It's called like commercial, new commercial enterprise, right? We see in our situation, our regional center is U.S. Asia Pacific. That is approved with the federal government. That is registered with the state of Washington. You can go into the website and really find out about that information, right? You cannot just do EB5 with anybody, anywhere, right? But you got to do your due diligence. And I'm speaking to you today on an EB5 day with Modern Living Company. is that I'm speaking to you as a professional, real estate professional that helping the client, to get the, to go through this process, right? So, so the first component is EB5 regional center approved. If you don't see your application have the regional center approved in your application, no matter what lawyer, immigration lawyer out there to share with you, you run away, right? Because you know that you're going to lose your money, and then you know that you're not going to get your petition approved. The second entity that we're talking about is the NCE, of course. That is U.S. Asia EB5 Fund 19 LLC. That's registered with the state of Washington. That's approved, right? And then the component that we need to get you the green card, to get you the U.S. citizenship for the whole family, to complete the American dream, we see the investment itself. The investment itself is the third entity that we call the JCE, right? So the JCE stand for Job Creation Enterprise, right? So that is the entity that gonna be creating and also developing and build, and then the job creation. And you are the passive investor, right? What does that mean? Well, you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is just let the JCE, the entity operating, that creating the job, that building the home, that building infrastructure, right? That creating the job based on the economic report and the business plan the company created, right? So make sure it's a component that your investment to get the green card, and the JCE and the property is located in the investment rural area, right? In 2022, when President Biden and the Congress and the Senate passed the bill, integrity bill, that reauthorized the EB5 regional center, part of the approval is also give the priority and the advantage, for investor, which is you, right, to be able to invest into the rural area, right? So that the allocation of the 40% total investment that go into the rural area. So I wrote down right here that rural investment get a priority processing. Estimate it's about like 3 to 10 months immediate visa availability, right? 3 months to get visa ability, right? So, you don't have to waiting for a long line of waiting, and I got a call from one of our clients yesterday and say, I'm from Vietnam. I'm from Hanoi, Vietnam. If I'm applying for the visa, I see on the USCIS, the time for processing petition visa approved, which is like, it could take 6 to 7 years. I told her, yes, that's true. If you apply for a regular investment, it's gonna take you that much time. Although we don't control how long will it take for the USCIS to approve the petition, right? So, but we can have a solution for that. The solution to avoiding long wait time. That's what I wrote down. Avoid long wait time is to invest into the rural area, right? Because that Congress allow to have 40%, which is up to about 4,000 visa to skip the line, right? And getting your petition approved real quick, right? So the 3 steps that I wrote down here is that first, you need to get the money, that you can buy the real estate, own the real estate, right? And you can have a home here and have the asset here and get the money out to invest into the green card, right? So any advice that you take, however you come up with the fund, that's really entirely up to you, right? But the fund compared to other fund, the application that I wrote down here, yes, the application process time, fast, priority, premier processing, it's probably gonna take about 4 to 10 months, right? So versus, compared to other projects, it's just like our friend just called us yesterday. It could take 6 to 7 years, right? If you don't want to wait for 6, 7 years, you have no option but invest into the rural area, which is US Asia EB5 Fund 19, right? So, versus other project, what I wrote down here is that the other project, because why it waiting for too long? Because it do not qualify for USCIS processing, which is estimated about 4 to 8 years. We do not control the time, the US government processing your application, but we can absolutely control the time that we can help you to get the green card by investing into our fund in the rural area, right? So, I wrote down here, I've been in this industry for 17 years, right? In EB5. And this is our regional center program. Now, it could wait up to 12 years. It could up to 12 years. A lot of clients that we know from China, they could wait up to 12 years, right? So, our EB5 for 19 prepayment is very quick, with the green card and US citizenship, So I wrote down here that the return on the MLC model, EB5, and modular factory build investment is very significant. As you know that we spend the money on purchasing the land, go to the municipality, apply for the underground utility and permit, and then also build the road and all the infrastructure, connect all the utility to the site, right? And then also building the home in the factory, right? And therefore, the modular factory program, it is very fast. It's significant, and it also producing a very good product, and then producing the job, of course, right? So versus other project, it's a minimum. EB5 investment, usually people wanted to get the green card, and usually the investment is not that good of the return. But for us, we want to have a great investment with double-digit return, right? We talk about 14, 22% return on the investment, plus green card, of course. And understand that the industry is very challenging to generate any profit at all, for the investor. So you owe it to yourself as a broker, as an investor, to really study very, very well the investment offering before you make your decision. And you're going to be picking one fund, one regional center to work with. I hope that you consider us, right? So, why the fund is so superior, I wrote down? Yes, because here you got the regional center entity, destination CRW, and we are doing only one thing with Modern Living Company since 1998, with over 62 different development projects that completed, and with 17 different funds that we do, right? So we do nothing but producing the powerful, productive, profitable result for you as an investor, right? We talk about cash on cash return. We always above 100% cash on cash return. IRR return, we're looking at like 14, 22%, right? And look at just the preferred return alone. So our program is backed by a very superior management company, like Modern Living Company. It's also backed by a very strong financing company, right? And then it's all backed by very strong immigration attorney office, right? But it's also backed by a very, very strong product, which is the single family home that built by modular that you invested in. So why it is superior? It is superior the one that's gonna producing you the American dream, right? You know, and you're gonna get great return out of it, right? You know, so you're gonna that's who we are, that's what we do, right? So regional center program established in 2007 in the area, and so this is what we do. If Michael Jordan is play basketball compared to MLC, we have only one thing to do, which is real estate. We're doing that almost like 30 years, right? And regional center program, well, you look at me as a person that's speaking to you as a brother, as a partner, right? That asking you to be part of this growing company, to look at it and say, you know, we doing real estate, right? That's all we do. We do single family home, we do subdivision, we do townhome, you know, we do ADU, additional dwelling unit. We do 5/2 condominium, right? 5-level wood frame, 2-level podium, and then we do extended stay. We only do 5 things for 26 years, right? So if you're gonna pick another one and say, what Starbucks do? Well, Starbucks do coffee. You know what MLC do? MLC do real estate and immigration. Look at me right now. I'm not even know how, you know, I'm speaking English at a different, you know, second, third language, right? And so immigration is in my blood. I love immigration and solving the problem for immigration. That's why I get involved into regional center program. And I'm talking to you today, inviting you to be part of the program, right? So this is the U.S. immigration approved regional center documentation that's signed by director of the U.S. The immigration that to us that allow for us to do what we do, right? So we are licensed regional center with federal government, right? And we file in the report on a regular basis. You know, we are licensed real estate brokerage in United States, right? We're licensed with the state since 1998, right? You can check us with the Department of Licensing, Department of U.S. U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and then we also licensed in ML University Education. We are the administrator and a licensed instructor with ML University that teaching you this investment model, right? So, you know, who we are, what we do, and we only have one purpose in mind, is to help you as a family that migrated to United States, or if you already in United States on an H-1B visa and a student visa, this is your chance, this is your pathway to converting yourself to get the permanent green card. For who? For all family, right? So that's so important that, you know, that what you learned today. But the US Asia EB5 Fund 19 LLC that I wrote down right here, the NCE, right? It's a new commercial enterprise. And then the JCE, we see the modular factory build LLC, right? It's job creation enterprise, you know. And the regional center program is approved by federal government with the written approval that I just shared with you. What about you? Well, if you look at the American flag, the American dream with you and your family and real estate, right? So all you need to do is just, you know, do diligence on it, study, and then find out what's important for you and take action, right? Because, you know, good life is waiting for you. It's all about location when you invest, right? But you got to really take a look at the 50 states in United States. In this particular program today on the Friday EB5 program. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the state of Washington. It's a wonderful area that I've been living here since 1993. From Bellingham, the border of Canada, to Spokane, Washington, on the east of the mountain, to Olympia, to the capital of the state. It's 7.2 million people, and it's growing, right? So the number is changing, but I say that Puget Sound area we got about 3.7, but the number is growing. It's growing because the economic over here is probably one of the most productive economic in the world, right? King County have about 1.8 million. Tacoma, Pierce County is about 900,000 people, and then you got a Sonoma County, which is all the largest county, and we got about 700,000 people there. Wonderful state of Washington, from the mountain to the ocean to all. It's a beautiful place, and then I has been here since '93. And so we're like 31 years already. So the Seattle is also home of many great companies here. We're talking about like Microsoft, closer to $4 trillion, and with the workforce that over 267,000, right? High paid job, right? My son, after graduation from University of Washington with computer science, working for Microsoft, right? And Alex Lai is very happy. Get the company really take good care of him, and so many of his friends, so many students graduate, right? So wonderful, great company to work for. And then you got, of course, Starbucks headquarters is here as well, but it's also strong company, 157 billion. I'm sorry, nobody think about million. Million is you need to become a millionaire to invest with our system, but this company, it got to be billion now. It's a B, not the M, right? So Starbucks about $157 billion valuation right now, and also giving a lot of opportunity for working environment, high pay. I'm really proud to have Starbucks, within our community. And then, you got Nordstrom, right? You got Nordstrom. So strong company, and Pascal is here. But the significant presence that gonna help your real estate and help your that help your work, also improving financing income is also Amazon, right? Amazon headquarter in Seattle, headquarter is in Bellevue. It also is probably now one of the leading employer, and the market rate is about closer to about $4 trillion now, and then that number is rising, right? And of course, you're gonna have like Blue Origins, in companies here as well. So I think Amazon is fantastic. What did that mean for you? It's gonna have a lot of opportunity for working and making more money for you and your family, because those work environment over here paying well, right? What does it matter for you? Well, it's matter for you because you're gonna own real estate, right? Right in this market area. So your property is gonna be appreciated, more valuable, right? And then on top of that, of course, I wrote down here is Boeing, right? Boeing is fantastic company. There's nothing to talk about Boeing, but the commercial military, aircraft manufacturer, with the market share over 60% of the global aircraft producer, right? Airplane producer. So location is good. What about the builder and the general partner behind the program? My passion is in immigration. I escaped, Vietnam, 1989, when the China come to U.S. as an immigrant, right? So I went from a process from become a refugee to become a U.S. citizen, okay? So I want to bring the whole experience and the passion and the love for America, and I want to give it to you, right? So that you can become like me, right? To become a U.S. citizenship, right? American dream investment. That's all about, right? And then so that's all I do for the last 31 years, right? And that's all I do for the last 26 years is real estate. That's all I do. I build subdivision, I build townhome, I build single family home, I build ADU, right? You know, I built an apartment 5/2 condominium, and I did over 62 deal, right? What I want to use all that experience is to help you and your customer to achieve the American dream, right? So, you know, I work with great management team, right? John, Tamara, August, Jasmine, US and Asia outfit, right? Helping you to make it easier, you know, better transaction and helping you to grow, right? So couple last thing about the employment-based category number 5 program that I wrote down here is that it is a 10,000 visa annually, right? So 4,000 visa I set aside for rural area only. So it's only good if you take opportunity and get the green card American dream for you, right? So this opportunity do not last very long, right? So if you know about it, do something about it for you and your family, right? So, you know, application immediate family member can become a permanent resident in United States within 6 to 12 months. But in this case, it's gonna be faster because you invest into the rural area, right? So how legitimate, how good this program is, as you learn more about it, right? Well, this is established by Congress in 1993, right? But this is also the program that in March 2022, President Biden and Congress and Senate signed a 5-year extension, right? And extend this program out for another 5 years, right? So I do think that this is the election year, and you know things can go either way, whether it's gonna go more on the Republican side or it's gonna go into the Democrat side. But the opportunity is here. It is the law of the land, and you as an investor, as an American homeowner, right? That what you will be, and take advantage of this opportunity and get in, you know, and then you don't have to, you know, you have the rest of your life to, you know, figure out that this is the best decision that you make for yourself and your family, right? Whether you sitting right here in United States or you in Asia, right? So, so what the basic requirement? This is the by law, right? I did not come up with this number of investment. It's USCIS and the U.S. government. So investment at 800,000 into the designated area approved by United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, right? And the second one, the requirement is the money have to come in from the legitimate and legal sources. And that's the reason I ask you to get the money from the bank, right? And any sources that make sure the money is legitimate. And the third one is the money have to, and the investment have to create 10 full-time jobs. Now, if you don't have the regional center program, you have to buy an enterprise. You have to buy a business, and you have to create a 10 direct job. It's very difficult, right? I'm owning business for almost like 31 years here in America. Very difficult for a foreigner like me to come to United States and create 10 direct jobs and dealing with all the legal, financing, labor law, business law, and keep paying 10 direct jobs. That's just really challenging. What happens when you fail on your business and you're not producing the 10 direct job as a business owner to get a green card? You're going to fail in the green card too, right? So that's the reason why you need to invest as a passive investor, right? So the basic requirement by USCIS, and the law is that yes, the money had to be put at risk, right? And lastly, there are no requirement the day-to-day activity that you have to do, right? So the process and the time in here, it is yes, I-526, 1 to 3 months from initial investment. Visa application, time in 4 to 6 months from the initial investment. Third, I wrote down petition I-829, it's removable condition. When you enter the United States, you're gonna get a temporary green card. That good for that good for 24 months, right? But when you get to after the 24 months, then you need to apply for removable condition, which is like you're gonna get the immigration adjusting status, right? To get yourself a permanent green card, and then from there you apply for U.S. citizenship. I went through this process, right? I'm watching 1,100 investors that we work with in the past go through this process, right? And so, it's time for you, if you want to go through this process and taking the action to get to the American dream, right? So last thing here I wrote down here is the timeline for the investment program. First I wrote down, the day that you say that, yes, I do. I want to become a U.S. citizenship. I want to get a green card. You talk to your broker, right? You talk to your broker, one of the MLC trained broker, right? And the broker have to submit the name and the entity to USCIS, right? So the client go to the document, private place memorandum, return document through the immigration lawyer, So that's the first one. So you got the first 30 day, then the first 30 day investor gonna accept in the application, right? So the second 30 day, the investor application prepare to send to the USCIS for the review and approval. My recommendation is you do not do that. You have a certified licensed lawyer, immigration lawyer to do that for you, right? So, after you sign on the private play memorandum and the document is completed and send it to the lawyer office, they can attach, I-526 application there. It's going to send to the USCIS for approval, right? So if the property, if the investment location would be the rural area, it's going to take about 3, 10, 12 months to get approval. But if it's outside the rural area, then it's probably going to be 6 to 10 years. It just depends, right? So let's say that you invested with us, you invested into our geographic area, regional center approval, and the property is invest into the rural area. You're going to get your green card within 3 to 10 months, right? So application is approved and sent to the USCIS. It's going to get approved. So you're going to get your 2-year temporary green card to enter the U.S. for the whole family, right? So at the end of the 2 year, right, you need to have another interview with USCIS. Your lawyer going to help you to do that, right? I'm just going to make sure that the lawyer going to follow through and helping the family and hand-holding and walk you or your client to the process, right? So this is the time that you investor obtain the conditional green card, and the investor have to stay in the United States, more than 180 days or 6 months, right? 6 months plus, we say 6 months, 1 day, right? So the application is submitted to the USCIS for permanent green card, 90 days on the conditional status, right? So when you get to the I-829 application interview with USCIS, you're going to get USCIS interviewing you, asking you the question to see whether or not you commit criminal in the U.S., whether you invest in your fund that creating job in the community, right? And whether you intended to be good U.S. citizen, right? If you enter any of those questions, then you qualify, and you're gonna get a handset from the U.S. CIS official, and your immigration lawyer welcome you to become a U.S. citizenship. And that's what I wrote down right here. It's an American flag. What is American flag? It's representing for American dream. So that's what today's program is for, right? So I encourage you to looking at our video in the library about our regional center, looking at our development project, right? Program on a US ASA EB5 Fund 19 NCE, New Commercial Enterprise, and then looking at our past JCE, which is Job Creation Enterprise. But then also go into the website of the USCIS and search for our regional center and our program. So we got a great year this year to in terms of production, income, equity, well building that we have for you. So we're gonna be with a successful trip that we've been through Vietnam and China and Asia and the US for the last 2.5 years, right? So August 6th, we had a great training program for professionals here in the office. We hope that we can get you the CE continuing education to renew your license if you come into the training program. We got a great networking and fantastic program for you on August 6th. And then, September 21st, we have training program. We have Modern Living Superstar Retreat in Vietnam, duplicate from the success of the past 2-3 retreat that we done over there. So we got a great panel like our partner, like Victoria Hospital, and then top CEO that trained and coached by us that done fantastic business, right? That's going to share with you their experience of how to build a $40 to $100 million company, right? So you're going to learn a lot from that. And then we're going to get a group. We see our past EB5 client like you, that you're going to learn about their experience of experiencing the American dream, live, work, and do business in the United States, right? And get the green card, through our program. And then you're gonna get another panel that superstar, agent that working with us that be able to producing over $3 million a year in commission, right? So a lot of idea and strategy. So that would be September 21st in Vietnam, right? La Villa Hotel, located right next to our Modern Living headquarters in Vietnam. We also gonna be in Europe we're gonna be in Europe, Brussels on October 1st and 4th, right? And then November we're gonna be in Shanghai, Beijing, and of course, Shenzhen. That would be from the 12th to the 18th, right? So we also be in Shanghai and Hong Kong, December 6th to December 8th, I think. Yeah, but take a look on our website for the upcoming event. So with that in mind, I appreciate, I appreciate you guys that taking the time from your schedule to really looking at this Friday program. It's all about Modern Living Immigrant Investor Program, EB5 Day. I hope that you can learn something and apply that into your real estate, finance, and real estate investment and American dream investment. With that, have a wonderful day. Until next time.